Hi, I'm Charlotte Smith with rawmilkpro.com, your place to get tips and ideas from me and others on this forum about how to have a sustainable raw milk dairy business. Today I'm going to talk about how we clean our equipment in our barn, and I have developed this over the years through research and also working with dairy consultants, and our process works great, and my check for that is our monthly testing. We have really great results and have had for the 5 years we've been testing, so I know our process works. And there's two ways I want to suggest to you that you can do it. You can buy dairy chemicals or chemicals to clean your equipment from the grocery store if you need to, and this is great for the person just starting out. They've just got their first cow. They aren't quite sure what to do or where to go. So you can go to your grocery store and purchase these things to clean your equipment. Now later, after you've been able to resource proper dairy chemicals, then I'll talk about what we use now. But for the first 2 years of our business, we used these 3 items, and again, we had great test results, so I know it works, and I want your milk to be healthy and safe, and this will for sure get you there. Just palm olive or liquid dish detergent for the first step, and this is a white vinegar, and I buy these items at Costco, and this is just Clorox household bleach. So I will tell you as we go through the process the equivalent amounts that you should use. But at this point today, I use the same dairy chemicals that are approved for our local organic dairy. I purchase these from our local De Laval store, and also we have several dairies within 2 miles of us, so they deliver to our farm. Now when you're ready to move up to dairy approved dairy chemicals for cleaning your equipment, the first thing you will want is called CIP, or Clean in Place, and it's the equivalent of the dish soap. It's a nice soapy mixture, and it's very concentrated. So you can buy them in 15-gallon drums and share them with other dairy people, share the cost. We are able to get the supplies in 1 gallons now because several of us who are small producers went to our De Laval store and they were willing to bring gallon sizes in just for us. So that's been really handy and useful. The second item you will need is either a pink or blue foaming dairy acid. That's the equivalent of the vinegar step. You will use 4 cups of the vinegar, but you only need about 1 ounce of the dairy acid. And lastly, you will get a food grade bleach from the dairy supply store, and that's 12.5% bleach. That's the equivalent, or matches up to the Clorox, which is about a 6% solution. So the difference between bleach you buy at the store, household bleach, and food grade bleach is the concentration. It's not that it's any safer with food or anything, it's just double strength. You've got to be really careful, because if you get that on any of your clothes, instead of turning it white like household bleach will do, it will just burn a hole right through it. So really be careful with these chemicals in your barn. These are our buckets we use for cleaning our equipment, and they are solely used for the purpose of cleaning the equipment. That way we know that these were left after the last milking, sanitized and set here to air dry, and they are ready to go. So it's a really great part of our ramp safety plan. All right, we've got our buckets in place, and I've got hot water here in the barn, really, really important as, again, part of your safety program. This is our machine. We just got done milking this morning, and it's always a great day when nobody poops during milking, because then you get, little bits of manure splattered all over, as you probably know. And you can see, so we've just got milk residue on the inside of our equipment. That same residue is all through the hoses, and if you don't get it out right away and regularly, you will have buildup that bacteria will adhere to, and your milk will start to sour faster and faster. So I've got my hot water, and I'm going to fill my first bucket actually with lukewarm water. The second bucket will be hot. The reason you want lukewarm water in the first bucket is that the molecules of the fat molecules will adhere to your equipment if you hit it with hot water right away, including through the hoses. So the lukewarm water helps it release and come through and clean out, and then we do the acid rinse with the very hot water for further sanitation. All right, so we've got our hot water here, and I'm going to put my dairy chemicals in. Like I said, we use the CIP first. Oops, and I use about 1 ounce of that. This is a 5-gallon bucket, and I use about 3 gallons of water for this process. And for the acid, again, about an ounce. And the first thing I'm going to do is clean our gasket and clean our lid. Now, if you have your pulsator on the top like I do, you do not want to submerge this in the water. So I'll just dip it in here. So like if there were manure flecks on the top of this, make sure we clean that up. Take the gasket out, use my rag here, and I'm going to run my finger around the top of the lid and make sure we don't have buildup. And actually, there's a little bit of buildup right there. I'm just going to scratch it out with my fingernail. Make sure our gasket is clean and put it back in. Whoops, upside down. And then I'll put my lid Then I put the claw in here, and same thing. Sometimes we've got manure, things speckled on the top. I give this a good scrubbing. I also go down each claw, or each part of the claw here. And underneath, there's a lot of milk buildup under here. Sometimes there's manure stuck in there. I'm going to inspect it really closely and make sure it's all scrubbed off. Then what I like to do at this point is wring my rag out and run it up the hoses, because these just get manure on them because they're hanging off the cow, they're hanging onto the ground, and they get dirty. And what I like to do is pull it out and then dip it back into the water, because that friction from the water bursting through there about half a dozen times through the cleaning process helps remove even more of the milkstone or any residue. All right, we're all done, and I want to empty the water out. We have this handy little drain bucket here. My son built this because we used to have to carry this bucket outside. And if you noticed, I poured the chemicals out of the bucket on one side and then the other side, just to make sure that we're hitting every part of the bucket with the cleaning solution. Then I'm going to reattach it and get ready for our acid wash. All right, we're all done with our acid rinse. Just gonna leave the lid right here because this is all clean. Dump this out. And then now that this bucket has been cleaned, I make sure we do not set this down again. We don't set it out and run outside or anything. It's ready. We're gonna take it in the milk room and let it air dry. All right, and then I like to polish the outside of this bucket. And the reason is we have customer tours through here, or anytime we're just walking in the barn, I want all our equipment to constantly be clean and polished no matter what, unless it's in the middle of milking a cow. And all this little drips that come down can gather bacteria over time. So if you do this every time you milk, your equipment will be far cleaner all the time, and you won't have to have a big, huge cleaning project one day. The other thing you do is take your finger and run it under the lip here where the lid sits on there, because that is a place that really gathers a lot of milkstone. Once your bucket is polished, we set ours right here to air dry. There's a towel under there to catch the drips, which we change out. It sits here in the safety of our enclosed milk room all day, so it'll be ready for the sanitation step tonight. All right, our bucket is in there, and I've come back to get the claw. I unhook our vacuum hose, and I just take the claw in the milk room. We're going to do the same thing, polish it up and let it hang dry. And just one final polishing of our lid here. And then we just leave it hang on these two hooks. And it's free of any dirt or dust or flies or bugs that might be flying around. It's just protected in here. Now we have to sanitize our buckets that we use for cleaning. The first one has lots of milk in it. And I'm just going to splash a little of our food grade bleach solution in there. And then we take our sanitized buckets and we hang them back where we got them. And we know that they won't be touched or anything until we're ready to clean our equipment again. Now the last step in the process, or it might be the first step, is we have to sanitize our equipment, and we sanitize it right before we milk. So everything here has sat all day and air dried, and it's ready to go. And when we come out to set up for milking, we just grab our bucket, we grab our claw, and we're gonna head out and sanitize it before we bring the cows in. All right, now we're ready to sanitize. I've got a bucket here, and I'm going to put just about 2 gallons of hot water into it. And if you were going to use Clorox bleach from the store, you need about 1 cup of bleach. But just to sanitize it with our food grade bleach, we really only need a splash, like maybe a capful. So that's it. That's all you need to get your equipment ready and sanitize. All right, we've run our sanitizer through there. And pour that out. And our machine is now ready to milk the cows. And I want you to know, in case you don't, because I get lots of questions on this, your food grade bleach is inactivated as soon as organic matter hits it. So you will not, it's not like you're going to have bleach in your milk. So we can just set this up here. And we are all ready for our cows to come in and be milked in our sanitized equipment. All right, well, that's it. That's the process for cleaning and sanitizing your milking equipment for raw milk production. Thank you for joining us today. And now it's time for the discussion to continue. And I'd love for you to share your genius in the comment section below this video. Let me know what you thought, what you're going to try, how it works for you. And if you have any other questions or videos you'd like to see in the future, let me know that too. If you haven't already subscribed, please put your name and email address in the little boxes provided on rawmilkpro.com so you can get these videos each month delivered to your inbox, and we can learn and grow together.